Welcome to Season 2 of the Huddle podcast. Join Jess, Cam, Brenna, Ashley, and me, Sherry, as your hosts. Thanks so much for joining us.
That was very dead.
Sounded like my soul.
It sounded like you had never met us before.
Oh my gosh.
I'm using it.
Well. How about we start this? Episode 17 on May 17th.
Oh, I like it. I didn't know what day it was. Hello.
Hello.
Is it actually episode 17 on the 17th?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know either of those things.
What?
Well, I actually had to go back and look, and there's actually 2 episodes that say they're 15. So
Oh,
we're
sorry.
17 now.
That does
How
not
dare you.
surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all.
How dare you make a mistake?
17 times. Wow.
Yeah, here we are. So, Cam, here I am. I'm your host tonight, and
Cam.
we have Jess and Sherry, and we're missing our other 2.
I know. Missing them a bunch.
Just too busy.
I'm just so glad you're together, though. Sherry's taking the pictures. I had to talk through my teeth because I was posing. I want to find one more book to put my my microphone on.
Okay.
Oh, peace out. She gone.
Oh, nice sass.
You look so good, Cam.
Thanks.
I could stare at you forever and ever.
I've been having I almost like 2 good days, and then I'll have one where it just like kind of hits me. Like yesterday, I didn't take anything Sunday or Monday, and I was so proud of myself. So I didn't take anything last night, and I woke up this morning and I was like in so much pain. So then I just took something and went back to sleep for an hour. And once I woke up after the Tylenol had kicked in, it was like so much better. But it's just trying to find the balance now. I don't want to stay on the stuff if I don't have to, but
Yeah.
So here's where you're ahead of the game already. You're already noticing the ebb and flow. When people are going through trauma, it feels like it is a constant. They think this trauma is constant, like just like physical pain, right? If we think about labor pains, contractions, cramps, whatever,
right.
it's a flow, right? It goes up and down. It takes such intelligence to notice that already. So yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
My girls got me for Mother's Day. They got me a subscription to Skillshare. So I've been taking like all these cute, fun classes. It started with macrame, and it ended with psychology.
Oh, I love it.
So
I'll have to look into that.
I'm hoping to like actually get like a little bit more knowledge just with my public speaking and stuff like that, where I actually feel like, because I always say I'm not a trained professional, and I would just like to say I am a trained unprofessional.
Yes,
my favorite podcast is Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard, and it's one of the reasons that it's my favorite is he's an actor, but he's one of the most intelligent people I know. The things that he'll spout off or say it's just insane to me that he knows these things, and it's just because of what he takes in, like what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we think because we didn't study it or that's not what we did in college, that's kind of it for us. And that is so laughable because we could know stuff by this weekend.
Oh, heck yeah. I learned how to make I'm making plant hangers for Emma's big grad party. Grad is a very big deal in our small town. Because there's always these small classes. So it's like, the grads very they're like your children, right?
Oh,
everyone knows everyone. And so grad parties are these huge shindigs. So I've been making macrame plant hangers to hang from the trees with like mason jars and candles and stuff in them.
Oh,
and then that's how I learned that on Skillshare.
No, I wish we could go, Hunkium.
Yeah,
I wish we were going.
Just come.
Okay.
So are we
everyone's invited. Just a quick shout out before I forget. I wanted to say our like number 1 fan listener, Mal, she prayed. She just sent out a text and she prayed, and it was so dead on. It actually like made me stop dead in my tracks and go, like, God clearly is trying to tell us, or me, sorry, I'm not trying to lump you guys together, but
well, you're trying to tell. Now you're discluding us. Go ahead.
But I just want to give a shout out to Mel for praying. And like, she didn't know we were recording today. Nothing. She's just like, God put you guys on my heart, and she has like she is, I would say, our biggest fan. So Mel, I know you're listening, and I love your like play-by-play text that we get from you.
Yeah, and I want to tell
Yes.
people the message was to all of us, not just Sherry.
Yeah,
It's to all of you. But
It's so
mostly
lovely.
you.
She has such a direct line to the Lord, and I think we have told people that she does it, but we need to do something really fun with it. She live tweets our podcast to
Mhm.
us. So
Yes.
we don't know when it's going to happen. We just get a
Mhm.
text from her and it says like I'm starting, and we just all get so excited. It's so fun.
It's so cool to hear, like the perspective from her, what
Yeah.
she hears us each say, and what she grabs onto that each of
Yes.
us say. That's so special. Like we've never really had that, with anyone else.
So special. I
Yes.
wonder how long it takes her to listen to a episode.
Yeah, she has to stop in the middle and write us.
Every sentence.
And do you
So
find
good.
like when she's texting, that like you forget? Like I have the worst memory. So like she'll be texting, like I totally forgot I even said that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I love like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then I get all excited because like other people, I'm assuming other people are listening, but honestly, if it's Mel, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, a
Keep it
lot of
simple.
times when we're recording, you're often drunk as a skunk. I'm just
Cheers to
teasing.
the
I'm just
redheads.
teasing. Jay and I recorded last night our podcast, and I listened to it today like I had never been in touch with the project whatsoever. I was like, oh, what's he going to say next? Oh, and then what do I say? So it's the only good thing about not having a memory. I'm like Dory.
Love it. Maybe.
I'm like, what story is this coming up? That's neat.
Yeah, I have no regrets.
Yeah. All right. I have a question.
As I drink my giant glass of whiskey.
It's a water glass. It's a water glass, you guys.
It's a full water glass. Stay in school, kids.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead, Cam. Cam is the host, and we've completely railroaded her. It's just like, sorry.
And like we got on here and we were like, it was just a minute before Cam did. And I was like, are you so glad we don't have to host today? Like it's the most carefree position on the planet.
Yeah, I'm eating grapes. I'm sorry if you can hear me eating grapes, and we've completely taken over. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm gonna go. Take it away, Red.
All right. If you had intro music, what would it be?
Sweet but psycho.
Oh,
She's but a psycho. That one.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that song.
that's
But I
good.
feel like I've cheated a bit with that because at one speaking event that I was at, they asked me what I wanted as my intro music. And I just, that's what I said. And it was so perfect that it.
No, it's perfect. So good.
Same with
Jess?
us. Same with us. Whitney at Cultivating Courage asked Jen and I what we wanted, and I just spoke out of turn and told her my song that I'd had on loop, which is Ulysses by Josh Garrell. And luckily Jen went with it. But Lily and I were sitting there talking. I've never been so nervous my entire life. We're about to go up and speak. My heart was in the back of my throat, and my song started playing, and it was an intense listen. And so, yeah, I think I would definitely keep it just because it's so important now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's yours, Cam?
Hit me with your best shot.
I love
At
that.
Benatar.
I like both of y'all's songs better.
Oh, no.
What
I'm
do
gonna
you
have to
think,
go.
Mel?
I'm gonna have
Which
to go
song do you
listen to
think?
yours though.
Okay.
Never heard
What
it.
song do you think Mel will like best?
Mel seems like a bit, she's so sweet, but she's a bit spicy.
She might
So
go
I
with
feel like
yours.
hot-blooded.
Mhm,
I'm hot-blooded.
mhm,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now we're just gonna give everyone else their theme songs.
I think Brenna,
coming
would be
for
the
a
hardest. I think if I was thinking about Brenna, it would be the hardest just because
I'm going
she
with,
is
like,
such a
some-
chameleon.
I'm going with some Alanis Morissette for Brenna, like that.
I would do Post Malone's Wow.
Oh yeah,
Of course, Post Malone.
yeah.
Cam, yes. And
Yeah.
Ashley. Oh,
Ashley would
fancy.
surprise everybody.
She's
Yeah.
fancy.
Oh yeah, Reba.
fancy.
She's not actually that. Just
No, she's not a daughter that got taken away from her family.
I wish we could find the video of her in the shower with her dressed like Reba in the shower.
Yeah.
That's why we call her fancy.
That was lovely.
Oh yes. But I like Ash, her and I were talking about music when I say the other day, it could have been years ago. She's a bit indie. Like she's a bit like and which I love. So
that's why I said she would surprise you.
I agree.
You don't put fancy in the box.
Don't put baby in a corner either.
You don't, because you're never going to be right when it comes to Ash. Not one time are you going to be right.
Totally true. All right. What's one habit you want to get rid of and one you want to keep?
Like hell, I'm going first. Jess, go ahead.
So mine is, I was on my walk. I was trying to think. Kim sent these questions today and they were just so incredible. And so I went on my walk with the dogs and was thinking on them. And I actually think that my answer for this one will be the same thing, because I feel like it's a blessing and a curse. And that is, whenever anyone is talking to me, I can see the situation from all sides. And so that causes me to tend to play devil's advocate a lot, but also see things from other point of views. And so it can be really sad when it comes to not siding with my husband and seeing the other person's side that he's venting about. Or if I'm in a situation with Jay, I can see his side immediately. It's not that I immediately succumb to it and wear my big girl britches, but I do see it. I just pretend like I don't. But I'll wind myself back around to it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Double-edged sword there.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes this is so funny. Sometimes I have to pretend to be kind of immature. Like he'll vent about someone and I can see their side so much easier, especially if it's a woman or, a girl, I can see, or a mom, anything. I can see it way better, but I have to pretend. So a lot of times he'll vent and I'll be like, even though I side with that person, I'll be like, that bitch, like I have to pretend like I completely am as riled up as him, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Cam taught me that.
Sherry, what you got?
Well, I often play devil's advocate. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, thanks, Sherry. Sherry, it was too soon. It was right after people would have known. It was right. It was way too soon.
I missed it. Was it
yours?
kind of with you. I'm kind of with you there, Jess. Like, it's not my thing. That's not my bad habit, but because I think that that's a gift. Like, but I also think that I am a gift.
Oh. And she undoes her robe. She unties her robe.
I am just way too salty today, I think. But I also was told that I was perimenopausal today, so there's one less person on the planet.
R.I.P.
But I agree, Jess. I think I think too much in this day and age we don't. Can you imagine how beautiful the world would be if we would just put ourselves in someone else's shoes, even for a second? Yeah. Like even right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that and I said this on my Instagram stories, and I didn't say specifically. I love not being specific on my stories just because things are far too specific these days, I feel like, with what people hate and love.
Yeah.
And people fill in the blanks. And I just said, like, so because you disagree with me, now we hate each other? Like, where is that written? I must have missed that class, but I think that that's a gift that you have, Jess. I don't think that's I do get the, like, sometimes just shut up and agree with me. Like, I
had to start. I saw it. I mean, he doesn't get to ask that of anyone.
Yep, exactly.
Just me. And I don't have to do it for anyone. I don't have to do it for you, for Cam, Ash, Brenna. I don't have to do that for anybody. I need to do it for Jay.
Yeah.
It says it in the Bible.
It's law.
Oh man, I would say my bad. And again, we were talking earlier about therapy. I didn't know. I love that everything is a disorder now. Like, oh, did you know that you have blah blah blah? Like I've long, like years and years ago, when I actually spent time in a mental health facility, I learned that I had borderline personality disorder. And just recently I don't know, I think my bad habit is, so it's called defiant disorder, which I think is just called stubbornness, but it's from childhood and it never goes away. And I thought everyone was like this, like where my bad habit is when you tell me to do something or think a certain way, I immediately want to do the opposite.
Yeah.
There's no part of me that wants to listen to you or do what you're telling me to do.
Right.
My dad would always say, if you want Sherry to do something, tell her not to do it. And I thought that was everybody, and I'm learning that actually is not everybody. So I would say
I think that's pretty common though.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like and again, like we live in a time of just shut up and put up, right? So I feel, yeah, maybe that is also why I feel a little bit more like it is a bad habit. Sometimes I can just like, please, can you just not do this? And then I can actually do it. I'm not going to explode. So
Sure.
that is my bad habit. But a habit that I have that I would say I kind of admire about myself is almost along the same lines. So it's neat that it's the good and bad is the, like, if there's something that I want to achieve, like nothing is going to stop me.
Sure.
Nothing. Yeah. Even if it's a bad thing, so like a negative thing, if I really want to like eat that entire piece of cake, I will. Not just the cake, I'll eat the cupcakes and the cookies too. Like don't even, but then also if I want to achieve something positive, get out of my way.
Right.
Watch me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that yours was the same.
It's kind of, well, so was yours.
I know.
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, so I think my get rid of habit would be not allowing people to help me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, that's always been really, really tough for me. I just, not that I feel like I can do everything better than anyone else, or it's not that at all. It's just, I'm just very quick to, even Jack now, can I help you do the dishes? And I'll just immediately say, no, it's okay, I got it. Like,
Yeah.
I always say, no, I don't need help. I can do it, or I can handle it. And that's just, especially right now with the circumstances I'm under right now, that's become like really more apparent to me. Like he's trying to show me his love through little things he can do where I don't have to get off the couch, and I need to let him do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've really been trying to like get rid of that habit, Cam.
Do you mean like when I was at your house last week and I would try to cook for you and you would be on my back like a spider monkey, kind of shifting
just like
eggs
that.
around me and stuff?
That must have been nice to be able to see Cam in person, huh?
Sorry,
Jess?
love. It was very intense because the little corner in her kitchen. I mean, there was one, I took a picture. I don't even know where that picture is, but I took a picture of us because Jay, me, and Cam and Jack were all in a 2-foot circle with each other because I was trying to cook. Cam can't really allow you to cook. That's very uncomfy for her. Jay was wanting to be by me and Jack was wanting to be by her. So we could have fit in a hula hoop, huh? It was so funny.
Yes.
It's kind of a sweet image, though.
See, so that's a thing that people that know me know that that's true.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, you are. No, I was just going to say you are a farmer, and farmers are trained to their self-worth relies on how much they get done in a day. So
that's right.
It's
very astute.
Good point. Good point there. Okay, so the one I would like to keep is that I always look for the good in all circumstances.
That you do, girl.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's always been, I feel like I wake up every single morning thinking like, okay, something crappy is going to come my way today and there's got to be a reason. So let's figure it out,
And if we don't see it, you boss us till we do. In our own circumstances.
You're welcome.
I knew it was coming. I forgot
forgot to say thank you.
Well,
But,
I knew that was coming too.
Like, did you hear yourself just now, Cam? You said, I wake up, I know something is bad is gonna, like, if something bad is gonna happen, it's gonna happen for a reason. And I'm gonna, whatever you said, and I'll deal with it or face it, whatever you said. That is an incredible gift.
Mhm.
Most people wake up going, today is gonna suck. And they're gonna they think of all the negative things that are gonna happen today, and they never can move past that
Right.
step. So,
Stuck.
yeah, you ain't stuck.
Nope.
So I saw this yesterday and it said, being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it.
Oh, I like that.
Did you post that on Instagram?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think that like almost that exact same thing. And if you've been around here for very long, you know I have sat on a cactus, not on purpose, but
You were
What was that calf's number?
you
What was the tag on that
propelled
calf
to
again?
that one.
501.
501. Freaking
501.
501.
Yep. Anyway, a couple years ago, I was tagging calves and I went to flank a calf and she kicked right as I flanked her and I fell over backwards with her on my lap right into a big old pile of cactus. And then I had to ride 4 hours back to the pickup with cactus all over my rear end. Anyway, so I have done that and I don't suggest doing that. But
I feel if anyone
anyway.
is allowed, if anyone's allowed to say anything on that, it's you.
Right?
It is you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, do you guys remember all the funny
Yes.
oh gosh, it was funny.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I just feel like that's something really important to me. Like above anything else, I just want to being positive, I think in any circumstance is half the battle. And if you are positive and you're not worrying about things and not being negative, it just makes everything easier. I mean, this journey is not easy for sure, but just trying to be positive is sure helping me. So
Yeah. Right. I think that's something we're taught. Something I was taught in Sunday school as a very little girl that always seemed very peculiar. You know, when they're saying, count it all joy, you know, when you, or there's a more of a Sunday school version of that. What is it? You know, where it's just like rejoice.
Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I
Well,
say rejoice.
but we were taught something like when something bad's happening, be happy. And there was a little rhyme with that. And I can't think of it right now. Yeah.
I just think of the Praise Him in the Storm song that.
And so I would just remember, I think, and it might even just be, you know, count it all joy when you face trouble and trial and tribulation. But we were taught in the struggle to rejoice. And I don't think that clicked for like 30 years. You know, I think it was buried. It was a seed that was buried within us. I always thought it was so peculiar. And then when we got to this stage of our life and it was like we were let behind the curtain. And now, you know, when we went to Cam's, when Jay and I flew to Cam's last week, I caused us to miss our flight because I forgot my purse. And the moment it happened, there was such sadness. We were going to miss her party. We didn't know if there was going to be another flight that day. And there was something in me that was just like, it's for a better reason. There's a better reason. And I still don't fully know it, but we do have a really neat story that kind of came out of it. And someone that we met along the way, we kind of picked up a hitchhiker on the way to Cam's house. And I think it's a relationship we're actually going to have for a really long time. And it's so funny. But I think that's something that the two of y'all have shown me is just kind of when you are drowning, just kind of look around for why you are drowning and focus on it to come above surface, you know. And I don't think that is how I lived the first half of my life.
I think we mistook, for me, when I realized that joy and happiness are two separate things. That you can be in a pit and you can find joy. You don't need to be happy, but you can find joy and for sure peace. And I think as kids, it took me a long time to realize that, like I don't need to be happy, but I can still feel joy. Like do you know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
And also I watched your that one TikTok that you made. Sorry, this is so
Which
random.
one?
When you were talking to that guy and you're like, if you would kill us, how would you do it?
If you were a serial killer, how would you
So
do
like,
it?
how would you do it?
That's what I asked the hitchhiker before he got in our car. Are you a serial killer? He said no. And I said, if you were one, how would you do it? And he said, wow. And I said, that's the only answer we were accepting. But going back, Sherry, I mean, you two would totally understand. This is one of my podcasts with Glennon Doyle this week. She was talking about how people have access to us. So you can pick up your phone at any moment and there be a text on it that's very, it can be an old friend that sent you this long novella as a text telling you how big of a POS you are or how bad your relation. I mean, it can be on your screen. There's no stopping it unless you just have everyone I mean, you have complete direct access on your phone, and the three of us in the realm that we're in as creators, we can open our phone at any moment and have a troll or a hate comment. And so the joy that you're talking about, Sherry, I was thinking on it so much today. I got someone pretty ugly on one of my TikToks, and just to realize that it didn't affect me. I stayed calm and I stayed good through it, where it would have taken me out, whether it was valid, and it's never valid. It's never valid.
No.
And so just the stretching that the three of us and B and Ash have had by being in this space, by receiving the troll comments and knowing how to stabilize and stay good and focused is such a neat practice of joy, I think is what that makes me think of, Sherry, when you're talking.
Oh yeah. But I also missed the class where I give two shits about what people think of me.
Right. Oh yeah, that helps too.
I think I'll change my answer. That's one of my bad habits, is that I actually, if you don't invest in me, I don't care what you think. Sorry.
Right. That's a good one.
No, yeah. I mean, I actually think that that's a good quality
That's
or a good habit to have.
Yeah.
Not always, but that's okay. Okay, Cam.
All right, what do we got next?
No, you haven't answered. Did you answer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so next one. What do you wish people better understood about you? I can go first if you guys need a minute.
Would love for you to.
I would love for you to. Okay, so I guess first is like, I'm an introvert. I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I'm just quiet. And when I'm in a group, people always think either I'm a bitch, I don't want to talk to anyone, or I'm mad, or something's wrong. And like, that's not the case at all. I love being in the group, but I don't want it to just observe the group. I don't want to be like a part of the group,
Yes. Yeah.
And that's hard for a lot of people to understand. I mean, even Jack still, we've been married for 14 years and he still asks every single day, what's wrong? Are you mad? Like something like that. And I'm like, I'm just washing the dishes. Like, what do you want me to do? Like,
song and dance time, Cam. Come on.
I just don't have a lot to say most of the time. I just am 100% being quiet and alone, or even in a group. I like being in the group, but just don't put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Like how I'm hosting this podcast right now, Jess.
I was just going to say.
Well, do you know, I did that to my ex-husband for 10, 12 years. What's wrong? You okay? What's wrong? You okay? To where it would make him very angry, because I'm a pulse taker and I take temperature. I've never felt that with you ever.
I know.
I've never been like, you okay? I think there was one morning we didn't really start out our morning the same way that we normally do, by talking a bunch, and you had not slept. And so I was just like, she's tired, and so I knew immediately what it was, but I've never felt uncomfortable like that.
Good. I'm glad.
I actually I live in the peace that I'm loved by like the best ladies on the planet. So maybe I should not care, or I love being loved by you guys. I was going to say,
I know where you're going.
Yeah, it fills me with confidence that I clearly don't lack. So I would say that my biggest thing is that, like, I wish I could explain to people that and I don't at the same time. Like, it's a struggle of
Mhm.
if you don't get me, that's okay. I
Sure.
don't want to have to explain myself to you.
Yeah.
I seem like someone that loves attention, and it's not so much as attention. I just want to have fun. Like,
Mhm.
I just want to sing and dance and be funny and make bad jokes, and it comes across as like, oh, she just wants attention. Or so, sometimes I think people may think that, and that's okay. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't want to explain to you that I actually have lived a pretty horrific childhood life, things that no one will ever experience, and I hope never experience in their lives. And I just don't want to spend one single day not having fun.
Yeah.
And I could care less. So I say I could care less what you think. So it's tough because the question is, what do you wish you could explain to people? Nothing.
Mhm.
And maybe that's also a bad trait to have, but um I genuinely just want to help people. So when I start talking about advice and mental health, it's all stuff that I need to hear. And I hope it comes across that way on social media, that it is genuinely stuff I'm telling myself, and that I don't want to ever seem preachy or judgmental or high and mighty or anything like that. I so just want to help people.
Mhm.
I've gotten through this, again, sounds very arrogant. I've gotten, like, God has gotten me through so much. Why on earth would I not then turn around and use those tools to help people? Then it's a
Mhm.
waste. Then it's all
Right.
for nothing. And I wish people, but I think, like I was going to say, I wish people could see my heart, but I also wish people could see everyone's heart.
Yeah.
I think that would solve a lot of life's problems, which is what we do on this podcast.
Right. But I think when you're
You're hitting
talking,
the good stuff.
yeah, she is. And I think the whole time you're talking, the sentence that keeps swirling is respectfully, you'd just like to be left alone. Like, just let me help people and leave me alone while I do it.
Hmm.
You know, people like
Yep.
to come after the help crew.
I'm ready.
Did you say yours, Jess?
No, mine, what I would like for people to just ultimately automatically understand is I am nice, not weak. That's what I would just really like
Mm,
for people to know. I'm not weak under
Yeah.
any circumstance of the word, but people like to kind of take advantage take advantage of kind folks. And frankly, we're sick of it, darn it. And I'm just playing. Yeah, so
No, you're not. love
I'm not at all. Jay and I got in a little bit of an argument this week, and that's what I wanted to get across to him is just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean I can't be that my needs don't need to be met also. Usually in our family of 7 with our extensions with the mom and the dad and the grandparents, and I'm not a very squeaky wheel because I'm nice. But I still would like to be heard, you know? And so,
yep.
um,
Nice shouldn't equal doormat.
no, nope. But
Mm.
squeaky wheel gets the most grease, and kind people don't get a lot of grease. So kind people often have an empty cup. So we have to figure out ways to kind of fill our own cups, which is more strength than you could ever imagine.
Oh, I
Yeah.
believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, those are all good. You girls are doing good on my questions.
Your questions are
Thanks.
incredible.
Oh, thanks.
Were those all
Stop.
of them?
No, I got one more.
Oh my gosh, they're so
Maybe
good.
maybe you shouldn't rock at everything that you do.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you are.
Okay, what is your favorite way to waste time?
oh yes. On that one. I love being by water. I love any water. I love the ocean, a creek, river, lake. I just like sitting with music by any type of water.
Mm.
Sounds pretty heavenly.
Some really pretty
Mhm.
clouds would be nice too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sherry?
Oh man. Close your eyes and point. I feel like I have way too many things that I waste time with. This sounds super dumb, but like I would say TikTok definitely is one of them.
Yeah.
But I love I absolutely love just browsing in like I love just it's in German it's called basiling. You just it's the like walking through a greenhouse for hours, not buying anything, but just walking through or walking through like I would say a mall. I hate malls.
Mhm.
Um I would say just walking, yeah.
Walking
And
through whatever tickles your fancy.
yeah, but
Mhm.
like if I had the option, yeah, I would be by water every single day of my life.
Yeah.
Well, the irony is we are beside water right now, but that's
I
because we're
know.
flooding.
I felt really insensitive. I
No.
felt really insensitive when you went to go. I was like, oh, I want to change my answer.
Oh yeah, that was real
Oh
nice. Jess.
no.
She currently has a lake in her fields.
Oh man, it is actually going down.
Good.
It is, and it never reached like we all like in 1997. We always go by the last worst one, and in
Mhm.
97, so because we have so many dikes, or I guess you say levees. Do you call them dikes in the States?
Levees usually.
It's just like a
Dams.
giant dirt like hill around our farmyards, and so many people have them around their houses now because of 1997, because of that flood. Um, it's going down. It's crested already, so it's going down already. I'm as we speak, I'm looking outside at our field that hopefully will get seeded by the insurance deadline, which is mid-June, I want to say. But if it actually it sounds super morbid, I love being beside water, so it's really nice. It's so calming and sparkly and wonderful,
Mhm.
and everything good in the world is beside water, I would say.
Yeah.
But my biggest waste, I could go into the city and I could just walk around, yeah, greenhouses or parks. But probably if you would look at my phone right now, it's TikTok. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah.
People are so clever and so creative.
People are so clever.
There's this one girl that I follow though, and she has this like husband that has a super hot voice, and I actually can't watch it anymore because it's
No,
bad.
he he was
That is
he
Jesse
was
Rush Norman.
he was the star of their TikTok yesterday.
What husband does that?
He's
Like
so
what
cute.
even?
He's so darling.
It was pretty. It was
Wrap 'em up.
really funny.
Yeah, he's good.
Cam?
Yeah, mine would be sitting in the shade on my front porch with a cold drink in my hand and a book
Yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
a little breeze and birds and just
Mm-hmm.
nothing to bother me.
Yep.
I just absolutely love my front porch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too bad the wind was blowing the entire time Jess was here, so we didn't get to have fun on my porch.
We didn't
but
even get to go outside. I would go outside by myself while she was
Yeah.
slept because I didn't want her to be jealous.
You need to come to my back porch. It's screened
Mhm.
and it breaks the wind so nicely that it's never bad in there.
Mhm.
It's just a happy
Nice.
place.
Yeah, we always have these spring winds like in April.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep, us too.
I'm gonna do like some weird, science stuff, but wind is pretty much caused from the temperature fluctuations, from night to day.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
Mhm.
why like in spring it blows more. So
Mhm.
we've always had that, but May, it's usually already gone, but we just haven't warmed up. I mean, it's been getting to like 70, maybe 70 during the day, but then it's still below freezing at night.
Mhm.
So it's a
Wow.
big, a big
Yeah.
swing. So
Yeah, that is.
That's us. Yeah, that's very similar to us right now.
Really?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to get my garden in after May long, but it keeps raining, which is what we need. We're so dry right now.
I know, please send us some rain. We're so dry.
I feel bad. So many people message me on Instagram like send it our way, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wrap it up. But like I do feel bad for people that are in such a severe drought because that's not fun either.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's either all or nothing for sure right now.
Doesn't seem like you can just break even.
I know.
A physical trait that I wish I didn't have, just looking at my because we're on Zoom, right? So and people listening doesn't know, but as I drink, I could be still totally stone cold sober. My
Yeah.
cheeks will just
They're
get
so
redder and
red.
redder and redder and red. Cam, are you like that too? Fair skin?
Not as much as you, I don't think, because you're
Mhm.
noticeable like on video.
Like it just,
Yeah.
and if you would touch, like you could fry a freaking egg on my cheek right now. It's so hot.
Really?
Like it's just so hot. And I could easily have at least 4 more of these. And it's not, it just bugs me. And all I'm doing is noticing how red my cheeks are. And I'm not,
Right.
it just fair skinned people will be listening and going like, yes. Or like I'll touch like this and I'll have a rash instantly.
Yeah, I used to be really bad as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I did anything wrong, even if nobody even knew, it would show on my face. My face would
Mhm.
be, my cheeks would get red. And yeah, the drinking thing, I remember my mom telling me that too. The one time she asked me when I was probably like 18 if I did you have a drink at dinner tonight? And I'm like, no.
No. Well, I have questions about that. When I'm mad, it's next level. Like it just is this full, it actually, it's heating our house right now. So.
Oh my gosh.
But Jess's nose gets red too.
Very.
What? That's
Yeah.
it?
Bright
That makes me
red.
feel better.
And anytime I do TikToks, no matter if I'm confident or not, my whole neck breaks out.
Okay, mine too. Okay.
The other
makes me feel-
day, I was doing a live, and this guy that I love on TikTok jumped on and did live with me, and my entire lip and cheek turned into this huge whelp. And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "You're what's wrong with me." Like I couldn't put it past anybody. I couldn't be slick if I tried. It's on my face.
Yeah.
It actually makes me feel better. I feel like it's
Good.
always so noticeable. Like, yeah, when I make TikToks, it's just like
Does
hives.
it? For real?
Yeah.
I
And like,
didn't know that.
Are you guys seriously sitting here in front of me right now complaining about how your faces look?
Cam, we're talking right now. Oh my God.
it's not all about you, Cam. Okay.
Gosh, Cam. Our needs are real, okay?
Oh, I remember when my cheeks used to get red.
Do you realize because it is absolutely not noticeable, so we don't even think about it.
You're just so freaking gorgeous.
It was totally a joke. I'm fine. You guys
Good.
talking about your red cheeks, I'll be fine.
Because at this point, what's happening with Sherry is more extreme with what's even happening with you. It's like, Sherry, are you okay? And Cam's like, I've had 3 surgeries. Yeah, Cam. Sherry.
And I'm just getting more and more red. Like it's just getting
Yes,
worse.
it's going down your body also.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Sherry, what are you going through? Do you want to talk about it?
What the hell? If it helps someone, I did this whole long spiel on my stories about the importance of like getting your hormones checked if you notice that you're not feeling the greatest. Like I'm always just very open, and then I actually ended up deleting it all because I felt very I got in my own head just way too much. But someone like we figured 12 years ago I had a hysterectomy, and I still have my ovaries. And sorry, Dad, if you're listening, but you shouldn't be listening. This is a podcast for ladies, so
He's
go away.
listening because I'm on here. Thank you. Go ahead.
My dad, that is a sweet baby angel that asks about you guys all the time. And I'm always like, please back off. They're my friends. Because whenever someone meets my dad, they always love him more because he's so charming. He's single, by the way. And so there, I've just been noticing that I've lived with anxiety and depression for so long. I know what it looks like. So I know that I'm not depressed. I know I am anxious, but like my daughter's grad is coming up. We're having this huge party at my house. So it's an appropriate amount of anxiety, I feel like. But I am noticing that I am like next level PMSy for the last like 2-3 weeks. And then some loving soul that I immediately murdered and buried in the backyard told me I could potentially be perimenopausal because of my hysterectomy that I had. But I still have my ovaries, and I'm sorry if this is too graphic for anyone, but if it is, like, why are you listening? Just don't listen then. And
she's alienating our listeners.
Yeah, I'm just like everyone else. I'm just speaking on behalf of the other 4 angel ladies that are on. So I'm gonna get my hormones checked. And I'm also realizing through, again, I'm in therapy and all that good stuff to better myself. I always want to be better. And a mountain that I'm climbing right now is anger management. And I have been diagnosed with long time ago with borderline personality disorder. So I know that I am an extreme emotion person. Um, I also struggle though with, is this extreme or is my reaction to the situation accurate? So there is a struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so determined to not be labeled unhealthy or like people not taking me seriously, let's say, that I often will go way more on the other end than I need to go on. And right now I am learning the art of having a conversation and visualizing anger, walk out the door, and then continuing the conversation, which I did not realize that is, like someone once said to me, Jesse Rush Norman, that oh, your love language is words. Of course you hurt with words. Like, so to anyone else out there struggling, either hormonal or also has, past trauma, that you are constantly like just fighting, that I will not be a victim, I will not be a victim, I will not be a victim. And that in turn, you actually shoot yourself in the leg with how hard you're fighting against. Like, you're not fighting other people. Like, look in the mirror, you're fighting against yourself.
Right.
And I'm learning that I can have conversations without anger. There is a time and place. Like, even Jesus got angry. So, like, don't come at me. It's not a sin. It's what you do in your anger that can become bad. And I'm going to get my hormones checked. I'm going to get my blood work checked. I do not think I am perimenopausal. I'm 37 years old. And and then the first thing, the thought I have in my head is, okay, but if you are, what's the big deal? So it's like, yeah. So that's what I am on a journey right now of mental, physical, emotional health. And I'll be damned if I'm going to quit, because I'm so determined to be a better Sherry than I was yesterday. And to also give space and value for hurts and emotions. It's like a finger trap, right? Like, if you fight those emotions, they just hold on tighter and tighter and tighter. So to just say, okay, so this anger really wants to show its head. Why? Is it maybe triggered by something else? And I admire people like Kam and you, Jess, that notice things. Like, you notice things about yourself. Like, you say, oh yeah, I'm so this and this and this. That is not a normal thing. Like, that takes such insight and strength. And I never, ever, ever want to be satisfied with the person that I am. And it's been honestly, flood, farming, grad, it's been a lot. I'm not going to lie. It feels like there's a lot on my plate. It feels like I can't talk about it because everyone's going through so much stuff that I often like your stuff. Like, if I think about it, I'm not even going to look at you, Kam, because it's really, but at the same time, I would never turn someone away if I was, let's say, like in the depths of something really hard. Sometimes it's almost a relief to have someone else going through something. It sounds super gross, but that you can be there for them.
Yeah.
It fills your cup in a way when you're struggling with stuff that you can't quite describe.
Yeah. That all totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
I know, Sherry, I want to encourage you because we've all gotten to come out of things months ago. Like, months and months ago, we started getting air from the pandemic. And, Jay and I, when we flew to Kim's, we didn't have to wear masks. And we've gotten out of it to where we could compare, like, how it is now, how it was, because things started feeling so normal that weren't normal. You're so close to it. And you were so close to it.
For a long time, too.
Yeah, a long time, and more intense than in Texas, we didn't have things intense. You guys have had things so intense for such a lengthy amount of time, and you're not through all the way through it yet to be able to look back and see that you survived. You're still there, and it's too long for a person. It's way too long for a person. And I really can't wait for that that's all we want for you, is to be able to come out of it and see that the reason you were struggling is because you were in a struggle. Y'all are so close to the struggle that it just feels normal to you, because we just were in it. We knew how things started feeling too normal, and then they didn't show themselves until it wasn't like that anymore. And so I think that you give yourself such a hard time for not doing better, because you can't really put a name on why would you be struggling. But us, we see it and we're like, holy hell, she's thriving. And so we're using a different barometer by what we would imagine we would be doing in your circumstance.
It's because you guys use Fahrenheit and we use Celsius.
Yes, it's a metric. We use the metric system, right, Kim?
Oh yeah.
We do or don't? We don't. We don't.
No, it's not. We are the metric system. I didn't say anything.
I thought you were joking for a second.
99% of the world uses the metric system.
Sherry uses it.
Yeah.
But we don't. We use the centimetric.
Imperial.
We use. I've never even heard that word, so
that's okay.
We don't use imperial.
You use the, like, it's metric or imperial.
Do you know that word, Cam? Okay. He's being nice. He's not even saying anything. We use the imperial system.
Yes.
Does any of our listeners even know that word?
Well, if they're from Texas, maybe not. But all of Texas just decided to invade
I wish
Canada,
I could call Jay. Could I call Jay?
I actually would support Texas invading Canada, because I think that would actually make my day. For those of you that don't know, yes, we are pretty much through the worst of the pandemic, but we're the only country in the world that's still, and please believe me, I could care less what your medical choices are. So I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, we're not.
But unvaccinated people, unvaccinated people still cannot leave the country. We cannot get on a plane or train. A lot of businesses, like a lot of restaurants, spas, sporting events, still do not accept unvaccinated people without their passport ID. There's digital IDs for everywhere you go. Just a perfect example, my older daughter was slated to, play volleyball and get a scholarship and everything like that. But because of her medical choices, she cannot no longer do that. And on the other hand, and then again, my 14-year-old absolutely adores playing basketball, and she was not welcome. And just through that, because we have such a close-knit school and small town that is run on sports, she lost a couple of friends and even to the point of parents saying, you're not welcome in my house because you are unvaccinated. And I say that very carefully, because I don't want, it's scary to even say that we are unvaccinated, like, just because I don't want that to be a reason for anything, because I really could care less. It is your choice. Absolutely. It's your choice. In this country, it isn't, yeah. But one thing, again, the good is that this family of mine, my daughters and my husband, we all are just so on fire for giving people the freedom of choice, to the point of protesting and letting our voices be heard, and trying to get raise awareness, and going to the rallies and making the big signs and having the megaphone and being in the semi honking our horns, saying freedom, like just freedom, freedom, freedom. When I am a grandma and my grandkids say, what did you do? Oh, you bet your ass I'm going to tell them. Yeah, it makes me emotional.
Yeah, it should. It should. Sitting here being a bystander and not even I feel like we're all really close and we talk all the time, and I know everything that's going on in most of your lives. Just being here, watching you guys do that, it was emotional for me, and it was the first thing I looked for every single day was to watch your stories or watch Emma's Snapchat, or just to see what's going on, because it was so inspiring. And even besides that, I want to go back to your health struggle right now, your mental health and your hormonal struggle and all that. And I'm just so proud of you for sharing this because it is going to help someone. There is someone out there that's going through the exact same thing you are. And I hope that they reach out to you. I really, really do. But just being in my shoes through this whole entire thing, I never thought I was just going to show my face. And I prayed that night. And I think I told this story the last time I recorded. I prayed and I never have heard him more clearly than that, like to share my story and it was going to help someone. And the amount of messages I've gotten, like a mom just recently, a little girl was in a skiing accident and her face was all, scarred. And she saw my video on her mom's phone and said, Mom, I didn't know there was people on the internet that look like me.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, so, and all of that, I just listened to what God told me and shared my story. And I thought maybe one person, maybe one farmer would go to the dermatologist. That's really all I thought would happen. And now, now this little girl sees somebody on the internet like her. Like that is more than I ever could have imagined would have happened. And the same is going to go for, all of us sharing our stories. We all have unique stories and struggles. And I mean, I guess my point to all of this is if you have a story and if God has lit a fire in your life, share that fire with other people. Like it doesn't matter if you don't have enough confidence to, get in front of a camera and film yourself talking about it, make a post about it with a picture of a flower or something. Every little thing you do is going to affect someone else in some way. And by sharing our struggles, it's helping other people. And that's pretty amazing and heartwarming and all the other nice words I can think of. And I'm so proud of you.
I am too. I'm proud of both of you. To have a front row seat of the two of you is, I feel like we're supposed to be inspiring this kind of bubble outside our inner circle. We're supposed to be inspiring them. And I'm so up close and personal to both of you. And I feel like God sent you to inspire just me. Selfishly, I'm just, Kam, I watch your reels in the past couple of days. I just cry in my car because I know that the person they're seeing right now is who you've always been, but you only used to let us see it,
Stop it.
Don't do that.
It was kind of
what's awesome though is all the listeners that are going to listen to this. There's always like the empaths out there, right? As soon as you hear that sound in someone's voice, you immediately you can't not. So haha, everyone else that's in their cars right now listening, crying with us. You're a part of this too.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't be anywhere without the people listening.
I just feel like when we became friends, it was just we showed each other ourselves, and but it was secret, there were these secrets. And Kam was just this tough girl that I would have to correct Jay, and be like, no, she's not like that. You don't know yet. And it was almost like we've had to do that to everybody. Just wait, like you have no idea. And even Kam, being there and sitting at y'all's kitchen table and hearing you and Jack, you say that you're an introvert, but you have more friends than I've ever. I mean, you have 5 times the amount of friends than anyone I've ever known. And they're not just acquaintances. You and Jack love hard and you love good. And you're always, the both of you are such a power team. There for all of them, and you're ready to drop everything and drive across here to get them or help them. And it's so funny watching you say you're an introvert, because you're an introvert that has been there for so many people, and watching you walk through all of this and encourage Sherry when Sherry and I should be encouraging you. That's how the personalities work around here, but not anymore. Not anymore. And so it's been really neat to see God mold and make each of you right in front of my eyes. I feel honored.
It is pretty dang special.
I miss Brenna and Ash.
Yeah, me too. I would love to hear Ashley's. Ashley is someone that has to be the biggest cheerleader on the planet. And I know people say that a lot, like she's such a cheerleader. Ashley is legit though.
She is.
She actually will cheer and not stop until you feel like that, yeah, I can do this. And she just keeps cheering and
She
just,
sees people.
mhm. And
She
yeah.
I was listening to a podcast this week while I was mowing, and they were talking about codependency and how I thought codependent relationships were just like you just really liked each other. You like to be together, and you're not supposed to want to be together all the time. Like let your husband go camping or whatever. And so I never really wanted to talk about it. And really, codependency is, just trying to fix things for your person, like run around them, trying to control all the variables and make sure they
Mhm.
never feel the consequences of their actions. And
Mhm.
there's a lot more that goes into it. And I've realized in that moment, I have a codependent relationship with Brenna because if you hurt her feelings, I think I will murder you. Like I am so codependent with Brenna.
Mhm. When you said that you had someone nasty on TikTok,
Did you
my first reaction is
rage?
name a number. Name a number, please.
Do y'all think we've accidentally gotten codependent with each other?
100%. Not accidentally. Mine was 100% intentional. I would die without you ladies. And I often feel like I'm always like, the instant I see that one of you is text, I ache to know what you have to say. And
Oh,
like,
I like that.
and when I'm busy and you guys have been talking all day and I just am like, not like
Mhm.
FOMO, but
Mhm.
it's like when you went to Colorado recently, obviously I ache to be there, obviously. But like, it wasn't enough videos that you were sending. Like I needed to
Yeah.
see every
Yeah.
single second that you guys were together.
Mhm.
It was life-giving. And with Brenna too. Like when I
Yeah.
watch your guys' stories and Ashley, like when Ashley sends pictures or videos of like it's
Yeah.
sunshine. Like it's
Yeah.
just pouring sunshine on like my dry, withered old soul. Like I just
Mhm.
it's life-giving. So
We get a lot of shit from the boys, huh, Cam, about
Yes.
videos. And so whenever they're around, which was for most of the time because we had Jay, so that meant we had Jack. So we didn't have our phones hardly at all. But I realized after like 2 days, I was like, we haven't said anything to them. And then maybe too, we kind of feel like maybe that's pouring salt in the wound. But for the most part, it's they say that we're obsessed and addicted to our phones. So we try to prove to them that we're not.
so next time, make them
Talk
feel
to
super
Jack.
guilty.
Okay.
All you need to do is make them feel super guilty.
Yeah.
Like Sherry is stuck in Canada and she has no one else. You
Yeah.
have to understand.
Yeah, because Robert was saying the same thing, huh? Because Robert's like,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten video or pictures or nothing. So,
Well, and honestly, my whole birthday party, I never took one picture.
oh, we did a few. Matthew and I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't take not one picture or video or anything. Nothing.
Wasn't enough.
Sherry, gonna pray? Oh, does Leah want to pray? Is that Leah?
My Leah just pokes her head in and she's just like checking in, and because it's her and I are just alone right now, and her
Oh,
and I both are very like
she should have just
extroverts.
sat
Like
with
we
us.
we don't do well on our like by ourselves. Let's say.
Yeah.
Does Leah want to pray?
I was just gonna say, get your ass in here and pray. Leah,
Will she?
we need you to
Oh my
pray
God.
for us just to close us off.
Oh gosh, I'll die.
She's like, are you serious?
Oh,
I'll pray.
sweet.
She would.
Please, Leah.
Yeah, we
Please,
need you to.
at
Can you
least
pray
be
just
with us.
as a send off? We need you to pray for us.
Tell her Uncle Jay does it.
Listen, it's just short and sweet. Not one of your sermons. She actually had partially the message on Mother's Day in our church. Everyone was crying.
Oh,
Everyone was crying.
wow.
They're short and sweet. Emma? Oh, Emma's home. Do you want to pray for us, Emma? Emma's the introvert, so she just gave me the middle finger.
Oh, good.
But I
She said it
I wonder where she
so
gets it from.
Emma's the introvert, so she gave us the middle finger.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I prayed second to last time, so I think it's your turn, Cam. Let's all bow our heads and listen to Cam. No, that doesn't count. The Lord sees that middle finger, Cam.
How come Emma can do it and I can't?
Because she was raised by me.
She wasn't
has
on
an
Zoom
excuse.
either. She wasn't on Zoom. My head was bowed.
Okay, I'll go. Oh, dear Heavenly Father, first of all, I just want to ask forgiveness for for everything. But mostly I want to thank you. I want to thank you for Kam and Jess. I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to make this podcast, to have people listen to it and to feel blessed. I asked you now to be with Brenna and Ashley. We're sorry that they couldn't come. We sure miss them. And I just hope that wherever they're at, that they feel your love, they feel our love, and they feel peace. Lord, I also want to thank you for the openness that we have in this day and age to talk about our struggles and to be met with nothing but love and acceptance and strength, and that we as a group of ladies can hold each other up, and that doesn't matter what we're going through, we can still pour into each other. That is such a blessing, Lord, and I just want to thank you over and over and over again for our listeners, for Kam and Jess, for Brenna and Ash that can't be here, and for every other single blessing that you just pour onto us. Thank you so much. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna try to get Jay on the phone.
Here we go.
Hey,
Hi. Can y'all hear him? You can hear him? Babe, if you're on the podcast right now, if Canada goes by the metric system, what system do we go by?
as far as the name of it,
Uh-huh.
I want to say it's just standard.
Oh,
But I'm not 100%
normal,
sure.
the normal system.
I think it's standard.
Sherry just
But-
fell off her bed.
Yeah, there you go, Sherry.
Okay, what do you think when I say the word imperial?
Besides butter, isn't there a butter? That's
Your voice is butter, Jay Norman. That is what is butter here.
very royalty and important people.
Do you know that we go by the imperial system?
I do recall that. Yes, now that you say it.
Is that a basketball game?
It's
Thank you, babe.
you're welcome.
What were you going to say?
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Yeah, love you, bye.
Bye.
Ah,
Oh, I feel so much better.
watch me be wrong. Watch it be like we are imperial and you guys are metric. Because I will
Yeah,
die.
that's
if
right. Y'all are in so much trouble because y'all made fun of me on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, we
But-
do also have to say bye, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you
Bye.
guys for hanging out with me tonight. I love
Bye,
you.
y'all.
so
Love
much.
you.
Bye.
This is so
Love you.
good for my heart. Love y'all.
Bye.
Okay, bye.